Hey everybody, so in this video I want to talk about reading. I think as my kids are getting older, they are 8 and 5 now, one of the best hobbies that I'm trying to ingrain in them is reading. Reading. Whether that's digital or physical, I just want them to have that habit of learning and loving to read books or just reading things in general, right? And so like my background in my past high school, middle school, elementary school, I was a terrible reader. And there was really no one there to help me get into the habit of reading. And I kind of pretty much was raised by our parents. And so like there's really no one there to teach me any reading habits. And one of the things that I really wanted to do with my kids is to teach them how to read better and to have them love reading and also for myself to pick up the reading habit as well. And this is one of my favorite hobbies in the past year in 2025 is reading. I absolutely get more into reading now. I started off with the digital books using Kindle and Audible, and I was reading on my phone, and now I'm transitioning over to physical books, more physical books because it keeps me more focused. It's more tangible, like something about it just feels better to hold and read. And I have my own environment where I have this warm light behind me. I'm just chilling on my recliner and I'm reading a book, focus on it. I'm just writing down notes as I go through it. The reason why I switched out from the digital version is because number one, sometimes it's very easy to get distracted when you're using your iPhone or using the MacBook to read on the Kindle. And you're just going to get easily distracted to check messages or emails or whatever else you got going on the device versus a book. You're just solely focused on the book, right? And on top of that, I just wanted to get away from technology in general because I don't want to get addicted to it. Now, for my kids, same situation. I did not want them to get addicted to any type of technology when they're at a young age. And so I always bought them physical books. And what's so cool is that every time I read my book, like we have our environment right here where I'm sitting at is where I read the books. They come join me. They bring their own books and they start reading their books as well. How freaking cool is that? And so, and you know, obviously, reading has a lot of benefits to it, right? Number one, it increases your focus, it increases your comprehension. It kind of forces you, if you're reading out loud or even in your head, because it's much a slower process, to really pronounce or say out the words when you're reading them. And my 5-year-old, she actually had speech delay. She actually had speech therapy. And one of the hardest part about reading was her actually reading the words and saying each syllable of the words. That was like one of our main constraint or difficulties with having her say the words. But because of reading, because we bought books for her that were on her level, in kindergarten level, she was finally able to say each word or each syllable of the word. And because she was able to say each syllable of the words, her words became more clear. And because her words became more clear, she was able to slowly string along sentences. And eventually, she just became a lot more confident, like within a very short period. When we first started, when I first started reading her books, it was very difficult, like in the first day or two, because I was trying to get her to say each syllable. But because I was patient and I was just going through the motion of reading her each syllable of the words, she eventually got it within a week, right? And so I've ingrained in her or in my older kid as well to like reading is amazing. Reading is where you get to learn a lot of fun stuff. Reading is where you get to hold a book and you get to have a fun environment and just start reading books and learning stuff. And you know, sometimes my kids right now, she's into Dogman and Dragon Girl. And so like she's just reading comic books as well. And so it was just like it's such a great habit to have. Like the less the kids and me are less on technology, the better. I just feel like the better, right? And I'm learning so much different stuff. I read a book called Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, which is a great book to learn more about the Christian values. I'm reading a book right now called $100 Million Offers because I'm starting my B2B service again going in 2026. And I want to make sure that I'm learning all the business stuff. I'm learning all the knowledge, how to create a Grand Slam offer, how to sell, how to get leads, how to do outreach. And also like just the type of business that I was trying to go into next year, right? Reading helped me do those things. And it's very easy to take notes. You just get a pencil and you just take notes in the book, right? Because it's your book. And that's what I wish I want to do going forward as gifts. I want to give more physical book to people so that they just get into the habit of reading. Because like I don't think people just read much anymore. We all are watching videos all the time. We are just on YouTube and getting getting addicted to these short form videos, right? And don't get me wrong, those videos are very helpful. Like sometimes educational videos, especially when they're free, are amazing. The problem is there's so many things outside of those technologies, such as social media, such as messaging, such as distractions, to pull you away from the reading, right? When the reading should be like the sole focus. And so I try to do this. I'm making this into a habit every single day. Every nighttime before bedtime, we try to at least read a book or read something during the day. I always sit here at least for 30 minutes to an hour and read something so that I'm learning something. One thing that's very important, especially for my case, is that I'm trying to make reading more of a very strong habit. But to add on top of that is to take action on what I'm reading, right? Like I don't want to just read a business book and not take action. That doesn't make any sense. So what I'm doing is just be more thoughtful on the actions I could take after I read something. So when I read a chapter, and like for example in the book $100 million Offers by Alex Hormozi, it talks about creating a Grand Slam offer. Or a better example would be to find a target market, right? Because a good target market is a market that has a big pain point, a market that is growing or trending upwards, a market that has purchasing power. And I can't remember the other one off the top of my head, or it's easy to target. So like stuff like that. I did the research right after I read that chapter to figure out who my target market is for my B2B email marketing services. And I found it, right? So just taking actions on and reflecting on what I'm learning and instead of just letting it sit on my head and not do anything with that knowledge, right? Because I know that I read books in the past before and I just did not take knowledge on it for whatever reason. I just did not do it. But this time I'm making more effort on the action part, being more proactive on taking taking what I've learned and putting it into action. And and these are challenging books in a way where I'm putting myself out there more often, right? Because I'm a huge introvert. So when I first started, well, I think the 4-Hour Workweek was like my first big book that I actually ever read, which was when I was an adult. And it put me into entrepreneur mode. It put me to reaching out to other people and doing outreach, right? So that's what I want to do again with these newer books, and because there's newer tactics, there's newer strategies and more, and start taking action on those because I want to be successful. I am successful in a way, but I want to be even more successful. I want to make more money. I want to be more healthy. I want to expand my capabilities, my knowledge, and more. And so, and reading books is a great way to do that. There's so much knowledge in these books. And the problem with when you try to search for knowledge online, like say for YouTube, for example, if I'm searching for knowledge, there's just so many different videos out there that you don't know who's telling the truth. You don't know who has credibility. And on top of that, once again, it's that distraction part. If you're watching one YouTube video, it's going to, at the end, have like end screens, or you're going to want to yearn to watch other videos that's not even relevant or something else entirely, right? So this is why, once again, I'm choosing physical books. And my kids get to see that. My kids see me reading books all the time, and they join me in that habit. And so all around, this is just a great habit to have, one that I really want to continue to teach my kids, because they have a lot of books right now in their room, and mostly all of it is physical books. So, and same thing with me, I have a lot more physical book. Like this bookcase is going to be more and more physical books on things that I want to learn about. I want to add more biography books on here of past past figures in the past. Want more business books. I'm not really into fiction, but maybe I will get into that fiction sooner or later. I just have so many things that I want to accomplish right now, so fiction is not on my list. But there's so many great books that I'm reading right now that I just want to really focus on. So like the $100 million Offers, this is like my only focus for the next few months. I don't want to read any other book. I really want to ingrain myself in this book, take all the actions that I can, and then really flesh out all the ideas, all the actions, and see what comes out of it, right? So I think reading is a strong habit that I'm going to continue to reinforce and do over and over again, and make it into the habit where I'm like reading at least 30 minutes to an hour per day, including the kids. I'm not necessarily forcing them, but I'm encouraging them to read books, something that they like, something that they want to learn more about. They have animal books, they have cartoon books, they have comic books, and they have easy books that they can read, and they have hard books that challenge them, like math and other reading type of challenges. So I'm making this video because, yeah, highly encourage get that habit to reading, especially kids at a young age. They will love it, and it will set them up for success in the future. There's no doubt about it. So thank you for watching. Hit like and subscribe if the video was helpful, and cheers.